Something I've never asked you about is playing with your brother.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. And now that he's on the other side of the ball, we'll probably get to butt heads a little bit in practice. So it's gonna be like good old days in the backyard playing football again. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
What's it like for your family? I mean, it's got to be a thrill for them to have two kids playing at the same time at Iowa.
Yeah, it is, and it gives my little brother. I got a little brother in 8th grade. It gives him something to look up to, and I think he enjoys coming and watching us play, and it's definitely fun for them too.
Is he going to follow in your footsteps, you think?
I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do, but if he wants to try it and wants to work hard to do it, then I think he'll be able to do it.
What's the development process been like for you? You're an Army All-American coming out of high school.
Yeah.
A lot of publicity. Then you come in and you got to wait your turn. I guess kind of what was that process like for you?
It's hard to wait to get out on the field and finally play, but what a better guy to sit behind than AJ Eads. He's a 4th-round draft pick, and he's playing the NFL now, and it's good to learn from a guy like that. And I'm glad I finally got my opportunity to play, and it's definitely, we're a developmental football team, and it's no different than when I came in. I had to work hard in the weight room, put on some weight, and be physically ready to play.
Who's behind you now? Is it Dakota?
Yeah, Dakota's behind me, and also Christian Kirk's who's kind of bouncing back and forth between the will linebacker and outside linebacker position. But Dakota's coming off shoulder surgery, but he'll be healthy by the middle of camp, and look to see him in the future.
What's his potential at that? I remember asking AJ about your potential. Now I'm asking you about
Dakota's he's definitely got the build. He's a very similar build to me, and he's athletic enough, he's fast enough to do it, and but the difference between me and him is I kind of started at linebacker, and he's moved over from tight end, so he's still learning a lot about the defense, and once he gets it figured out, he'll be all right.
What I mean, that Leo position at Iowa is so important in the defense, yet you don't get a lot of credit for what you do because you're not putting up big tackle numbers, things like that.
It's definitely changed a lot in the last few years too, because with all the spread offenses, whereas it used to be a position like LeVar Woods played. He was mostly in the box, playing the run. But now we're out guarding over the wide receivers a lot too. So it's changed a lot, and you got to be able to do both. Come down the line of scrimmage and play out over wide receivers.
Do you get to watch film of guys like LeVar, Grant Steen, and everybody who's kind of come through your position?
I haven't seen much tape of LeVar because I think they kind of got rid of those first couple of years of tape.
Yeah.
But I've seen Grant Steen on tape a little bit, and Ed Miles and George Lewis and all those guys that have played my position before me.
Is it do you take stuff from each of them? I mean, when you watch the film, what do you?
You definitely do, because you want to see there's different little tricks to each position, and especially at Leo being on the line of scrimmage right away, you look to see their footwork and their how they move their hands and stuff, and it's helpful to watch guys like that.
Do you also take stuff from like a Bradley Fletcher who kind of waited his turn, similar to you? He didn't start till he was a senior. Now he's in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of guys like me who's had to wait their turn to get out on the field, and when guys get their chance, they'll step in and do a good job. Like Marcus Zusovic on the offensive line. He's waited his turn. He stepped out there and did
James
a great
Vandenberg.
job. And James Vandenberg, he's been behind Stanzi for most of his career, and guys wait their turn, and it makes them hungry to work harder to be able to step in.
Do you guys, I guess, during this offseason, were you guys able to put a finger on what happened last November? I mean, did you look into that much, or?
You don't want to dissect it too much, but it's all about finishing and finishing each game, and we were unable to do that at the end of the season, and hopefully this year we're able to play the whole 60 minutes and finish each game.
Did it have a snowball effect, do you feel like? Did it feel like, that Indiana game you guys pulled out at the end, and then after that it just kind of got worse?
It's hard for me to tell because, I got injured, and I didn't play those last 4 regular season games, but I can definitely tell you.
Maybe it's because you were out.
I don't think I had anything to do with it, but definitely sitting on the couch watching was frustrating because I wanted to be out there so bad, and it's hard to sit there and watch, especially when we're struggling like we did. But I expect to play the whole season this year and be out there every game.
I think a lot of focus will be on what you guys have lost on defense, especially early in the season. Just your perspective on some of the guys that are going to have to step in for Jeremiah, and we talk, the defensive line, Tyler Sash, things like that.
Yeah, it's happened before though. I mean, each year we're graduating somebody, and somebody's who's going to fill their shoes, and each year somebody steps in and does a good job, and I think it's no different this year. There's a lot of guys on the defensive line who have not played a whole lot at all because of the line that we've had up there, and they're all eager to get their chance and compete hard for a spot in camp, and when they finally get their opportunity to get out there on the field and prove how hard they've had to work to get there, I think you're going to be surprised at how well they play.
What's your relationship like with James Morris? He seems like kind of an eccentric kid. He's he's very cerebral.
Yeah, he is. He's always been a leader of his team since he was in high school, and then he stepped right in last year, and I think he started maybe the last 5 or 6 games, and he stepped in and did a good job. He's just a freshman, so he's obviously still learning, as any freshman would be. But he's a great athlete and a great football player, and expect to see him to improve. Throughout camp this year and each game, and by the end of the season he'll be an established football player.
What's it take for a young guy to come in? I mean, and we talked a lot to him last year talked to Adrian about, a true freshman coming in as a middle linebacker. So it's a leadership role.
Yeah, it is. Especially last year though. Guys kind of rallied him and helped him move along, but. Being a freshman and not knowing everything about the defense, it's hard to know everything, and he did a great job learning as much as he could, but at the end of the day, he was just a kid that went out there and played football, and he played it well.
You have aspirations to play at the next level?
Yeah, I do. If that opportunity comes, I'm definitely going to pursue it, but if I don't have that opportunity, whether it be to injury or just whatever, but if it's there, I'm going to take it.
What have you studied at Iowa? What's your major?
My major was business, finance, and management. I graduated in the spring, and so I'm kind of just taking easy classes this fall to stay eligible for football.